Hi, I'm Rachel Gable, and this is your Fair Cattle Markets update for the 19th of May. I don't have any additional news about the action items that were discussed at the Phoenix meeting with all of the leadership of the producer organizations. I'm still waiting to hear what will come of that. But this did come across my desk. U.S. Senator Marshall from Kansas and Kevin Cramer from North Dakota introduced a 30 by 30 termination act today, which would block the Biden administration's 30-30 directive to conserve at least 30% of private lands and waters by 2030. The legislation, they say, prevents a number of invasive actions on public and private land in the name of conservation and ensures 30 by 30 is stopped dead in its tracks. The quote from Senator Marshall says, "Land ownership is a core right protected by the Constitution, and we cannot allow radical environmentalists who are in the driver's seat on 30 by 30 dictate what happens on our land. This initiative is further proof of the clear disconnect between the left and those who feed, fuel, and clothe the world. Farmers and ranchers are the original conservationists, and no one knows what's best for the land better than those who work on it day in and day out. The best thing the federal government can do is to trust the environmental judgment of farmers and ranchers and let them do what they do best: steward the land." Amen. Senator Cramer from North Dakota said President Biden's administration is paving the way for another attempted land grab by the federal government. He should learn from the North Dakotans, who understand conservation goals are best set by local communities impacted by them, not by bureaucrats in Washington. Our bill will nullify the president's ill-conceived plan and protect American taxpayer dollars by being used to carry out that initiative. So how are they going to do it? Well, Colorado's U.S. Representative Lauren Boebert, who is from the West Slope, introduced the legislation in the House. The 30 by 30 is part of a larger plan, which is called the America the Beautiful Plan, which was introduced by the Biden administration. So removing 30% of all land from production, you know how devastating that would be. Goodness gracious. So the 30 by 30 Termination Act would block the executive order and protect the private land ownership by nullifying the executive order, prohibiting federal funds from being spent to carry out the 30 by 30 program, ensuring no net loss of non-federal lands in counties and states that already contain 15% or more federal land, ensuring no net loss of multiple use activities in states, which is, of course, very important in states that have a lot of multi-use public lands, like my state, requiring state and congressional approval prior to the federal acquisition of more than a quarter section of non-federal land, prohibiting withdrawing federal lands from mineral development without congressional approval, and prohibiting unilateral 30 by 30 designations under the Antiquities Act in counties and states that already contain 15% or more federal land. So we'll see if that passes. It's a step in the right direction for sure at the federal level. 30 by 30, all of the details that they've given us have been like undetails. It's been very vague. So hopefully we'll see some action. A little less talk and a little more action. In other news, speaking of little talk and a little less action, Governor Polis did something that I actually agree with today. Woo! He also is pushing for Amachi down in Grenada, Colorado, which was a Japanese internment camp during World War II, to be recognized as a national park. So how about that? Polis and I agree. I'll be darned. Have a good Wednesday. I'm Rachel Gable. This is your Fair Cattle Markets Update. Have a good day.